Hello, sir. I'm recently finished my SAP
Training.
training.
Okay.
I have recently, no, so I haven't practiced, but I have practiced once, but I have to reconsider all the uh, what do you call sub into that.
Yes.
So the thing is, we don't have any real-time scenarios like that.
Yes.
What and all errors and challenges that we are have to face in a real time that we haven't have any idea.
Yes. Okay.
So this
So
platform is very good to know about all those stuff. Yeah.
yes, but definitely will make a fresher to handle an interview easily as of his 2 to 3 years experienced guy or a 2 to 3 years experienced guy can handle those interviews perfectly. We'll train in such a way. And
Mhm.
one more question is, how many pages will you be your resume?
It should be like 2 pages, right? It is standard. So
No, it is not a standard, but when you get some experience also, for a
hmm
fresher, 2 pages is fine.
hmm
But when you keep on growing with experience, people
hmm
are preferring for a single page resume.
yeah.
And single advantages of your keeping your resume with a small data is if you start populating uh, different words in your
hmm
resume. So the interviewer will find some or the other word and will ask you for that particular word in depth.
Okay.
You have kept a word in that, for example, material master.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to material master itself, it is a huge data where in MM there is a separate team, master data governance, which can manage only material master for you and drop it for the postings. Okay, so keep your resume less and whatever you know in the resume. That is the main thing. And coming to configurations of the MM, so people may ask you, what have you done? Implementation. And what have you done? Support, rollout. There are different terminologies which are useful to clear an interview. So in your resume, if you mention I have done a support project, so what are the type of questions they may ask you? So for example, what is the material master um, material length which is given by SAP? Anyone?
For ECC is 18, and for S as Anna is 40.
Yes, um, that's a perfect answer. And 40 is only for example, 40 character material. Can I use numeric itself for the 40?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. For example, my material is only numeric. I cannot use alphanumeric. As per my company standards, my article number is numeric only. So, can I use 40 characters in HANA
Yes,
for
you can use
numeric?
no alphanumeric.
Yes. Only numeric if you feel your company has a numeric standard way of approach with the material master number, then you can suggest them for only 18 characters. 40 characters you cannot suggest because even HANA system will not allow a numeric more than 18 characters. If it is alphanumeric, you can extend up to 40 characters. And one more question, which they ask you, if my description, material description, is more than 40 characters, I want to populate it in the material master itself, then what is the suggestions you do? Because definitely a description of a material cannot be restricted to 40 characters. Basing on different companies and different business processes, they may include the dimensions also in the material master description. They may use characteristics also in the material master description. So what the way you suggest is the mapping scenario of a consultant. Your description definitely will be more than 40 characters, metal master description. So there is a base in the basic data tab. In the additional data, there is basic data text, where you can suggest the companies to populate the description of the material if it is more than 40 characters. But first, they need to constrain their material master description to 40 characters in a shortcut. Basing on that shortcut, they need to segregate the required materials and see the description in the basic data text, which is given in the material master additional data tab. So additional data tab, basic data text can be used for description, material master description, if it is more than 40 characters. But in the reports, you cannot find the description which is maintained in the basic data text. For that, you need to go for some customizations. So this is how mapping is done. And one more question they may ask, how do you upload a stock? Anyone from the team? How do you upload a stock into system?
So we are, I mean, when we're doing ECC, we can upload stuff. No, as Anna, we can do it for LTMC, and
Okay.
with ECC, we can do it for. Sorry, I think I have two things going on.
Okay. LTMC you can use in HANA, and ECSC you can upload stock by using different methods. What is the movement type used for stock upload? Anyone? The movement type used to upload the stock is 561, that to initial stock upload. So when you are starting a system, you will use the 561 movement type and upload the stock. And if they ask you in a support project, how do you upload a stock in 561 movement? In the How do you upload stock? You cannot say about 561 movement. In test system, we can do 561 movement, but in live systems, there is no 561 movement allowed, because 561 movement is done at the point of implementation only, and the GL which is used for 561 movement will be locked, because the balance check which is done at the initial stock upload will say it is a go live for finance. So basing on that initial stock balance only, they will check balance here, differentiate, keep the difference of the balances and other postings. And coming year by year, they will balance with the initial stock upload balance. So you cannot post a stock with 561 movement after the initial upload. That is what you need to keep in mind. So if an interviewer asks you, how do you post the stock in the production system? You cannot say 561, because 561 in the test systems you can do it. 561 you cannot use in a live system. because initial stock upload can be done at the time of implementation only. Okay, so what are the other movement types can be used? 501. 501 is the movement type, can be used to upload a stock without purchase order, and that too you need to take confirmation from the finance team and the business team, so that they would know that this particular stock is getting uploaded and the value of the stock is getting included in the present current value. Okay, so how you use these uploads, how you use this stock, and how you need to answer with the business perspective is the main theme which we wanted to go ahead in this project and interview session. So how you will map your business requirements into SAP is the main motto. And for example, there are scenarios where you use STO, stock transport order. Are you people are familiar with stock transport order? So stock transport orders can be different scenarios: single step stock transfer, two-step stock transfer with billing, without billing, intercompany, intra-company. So these are different types of stock transport orders which are available in standard SAP system, which are used. So basing on the interview point of view, uh, they can ask you different scenarios where the configurations of stock transport orders are done. For example, what is the movement generated at the point of post goods issue in a stock transport order? If they ask you, you can say 641 or 601, or what are the movements configured, and they can ask you where this movement will be configured, because you need to know thorough configuration of a STO and subcontracting and pricing procedures when it comes to SAP, which are very keen and main. So you need to know the configuration details where the item category is mapped with movement types, the configuration of item category mapping with movement types, so that because you will not give any movement type in the post goods issue of a delivery, which is done at the stock transport order. But when you go to MIGO transactions, you need to give the movement type. But for stock transport orders, you will not giving any movement type. They will pick the movement type automatically based on the configuration which you given. So they may ask you where the configuration of the movement types will be done. How system will automatically fix that particular movement type. So it is based on the item categories, NLC or NLCC, and those mappings with the document type of the purchase order and movement types of the mapping. This is the main thing you need to answer in a STO, where when it comes to configurations. And one more question, any one of you can answer. Serial number profile. How many of you are familiar with the serial number profile? Material, when it comes to material. So when you are receiving a material may have a serial number. So that if you feel that the serial numbers are also to be populated in SAP system, you need to activate serial number profile in the material master. So serial number profile will be populated at 3 places in the SAP Material Master. One is sales general plan data, other is MRP views, other is plan data storage. Why the same serial number profile has been mapped in all these 3 places? SAP has given a field in that particular place means it has a meaning. Just give me a minute. So when SAP has given a field at that particular place, it is saying that it has a reason. For example, raw materials. When you take raw materials, you will not populate sales views for the raw materials. So if serial number profile is given at the sales view only, and you need to definitely extend the sales views also for the raw material to populate the serial number profile. So it is not that scenario. There is no requirement of extension of sales views to the material for the raw material. So MRP views. Second is MRP views. MRP views means when there is production involved and automatically a purchase requisition or a purchase order need to be generated for the raw material, then these views are used. If your business process is not involved with production, so this MRP views also not required. So we will not extend those MRP views. But when you purchase a raw material, definitely you need to store it at some or the other place. You will need to provide stock and a storage location. So in the planned data storage, serial number profile is there. You will populate there. So every field which is given in SAP has its particular role. Even though it is populated at 3 places, why it is populated at 3 places is the main requirement and interview point of view. Why serial number profile is populated at 3 places? Why not at a single place? That is one type of interview questions they may ask you. Next comes to subcontracting. For example, I am giving an outline of how a business will map their main scenarios to the SAP. Okay. When we go deep down into classes, we can map each process into SAP, and we can plan for a test cycle run also, so that it will be easy for you to understand step by step. For example, subcontracting is there. As of now, everybody knows about subcontracting, that there will be a header material and a child material. Child material, I will send it to vendor. They will work on that and give me the header material. This is the outline of a subcontracting process. So your business asks you, so I'll send it to a vendor, no problem. But from that vendor, I will not take the material directly into SAP. I want to send it to other vendor, and there is one more work to be done. After that, I'll pick the material. Then what is the scenario you may suggest? I think you are getting, all of you are getting my point. So when you are sending a material out and receiving a material, your business requirement is to send that material to a second vendor, not directly take into the SAP system or any alternate route. so that it can be mapped easily into SAP system, even though they take it twice. They may ask you these scenarios. So there are different approaches which business follow to sort out scenarios like this. For example, one scenario is your header material will be A, your child material will be B. So in the meanwhile, there is one more material C which you need to send it to other vendor. You need to send this B to C, and from that C you need to receive A. That is the main concept. So what we will do is we'll take the C material first, make it as header material, and mm, do the B as child. First we will send this to first vendor, accept the C, then send the C material, and then accept the A material. So instead of two materials, you will have a alternate material in the middle which serves you to exchange between the second vendor which they have asked. So this is how we map. And there are other scenarios where you can send the stock to one vendor to other vendors. Special movement types are there. But if they ask you why I cannot use those special movement types, then the tracking of the material may not be possible in those special movement types. So how do you track? That is the main scenario. You need to explain the business that these are the constraints, these are the advantages of the process. So which process you like better? Instead of directly mapping which they have given, we need to analyze the scenario being a consultant and then map as per their requirement is the main motto of a consultant. So if they have given an enhancement, for example, uh, you create a new material type for me. So what will you do? We'll create copy a standard material type as a if you are a fresher or a new consultant. You will copy a new material type and create a new material type and will give it to them. But being a consultant, how your thought process should be means if I am creating a new material type, then that new material type where in which GL the transactions of this new material type should be dropped is my main motto being a consultant. So I'll ask them, so please include the finance team also so that the new material type whichever is required does it falls under the previous material type and calculations of the value postings or values can be done with the same GL or any new GL or new valuation class is required. So you need to coordinate with the other teams also when it comes to a consultant role, not directly approaching or uh, not directly giving what business has asked is a consultant role. A consultant role is to analyze what they have asked and whether all the criteria which are linked to that particular topic which they have asked are satisfied or not. Because we need to satisfy finance team because main values and postings are mapped by the finance team. So we need to include finance team also when they ask for a new material type. Okay. So these are the main business mappings which we need to take care as a consultant and how the processes are mapped. For example, if you go to some systems like retail systems, anyone Familiar with retail? What is retail? Retail systems are where uh, goods are brought from other place and sold. For example, Bajaj Electronics or some other stores which have products in their store and they will sell those. So there are different scenarios where when it comes to retail. For example, uh, there will be head units, there will be stores, DCs and unit stores. So you will, if the product is available at, if some customer comes to you and ask you for a some pressure cooker or so in the Bajaj Electronics, what he will do? If it is available at his stores, so he will give you the product. If it is not available at that stores, what he will do? He will ask from other store, ship from store to this store. SFS scenario, it is ship from store. So he will ask you to give that material from your store to this store so that I can dispatch to the customer. This is one thing. Other is ship from your DC, the main storage unit which is there. From that storage unit, you can ship your material to this store. That is second scenario. And third scenario is I have an access, so I will be sending you ship to store or immediate delivery is first initial scenario. Immediate delivery, you have the stock and you will be giving the uh, product to the customer. So these are different scenarios which are need to be mapped in the SAP system. But have you ever seen any retail stores using SAP as a main screen? No, they will have their particular own websites. So they will drop the data which is there in their websites, and that data will be flown to the SAP system. And how it will flow? This is an interview point of view. How data is transferred from one system to other systems is interfaces, and iDocs are there within SAP system, and iDocs can be sent from other system. How data is sent through interfaces, through flat files. So what is flat file means? So these are different questions they may ask you. iDocs, when it comes to iDocs, in the interview point of view, have you handled iDocs? Is what they ask you. So you can say, yes, I have handled an iDoc. So what is the data present in the iDoc? How do you reprocess the iDocs? Is the questions they may ask you. What are the standard transactions of iDocs? So WE02, WE09, WE19. So reprocess means WE19. If you want to see list of iDocs or complete based on different search criteria, you will use WE09. And so how do you handle these iDocs? If there is a failure in an iDoc, how do you will handle? So you need to see there is a failure in iDoc saying that posting is not completed. Will you reprocess that error directly? That is what an interviewer may ask you. You cannot say that I will directly reprocess the iDoc in W019, or backend standard programs are there which you run those standard programs, you will reprocess the iDoc. You need to see whether the transactions which are not posted through the iDoc are posted manually or not. or is there any requirement for those postings to be done? You need to confirm with the business and then reprocess it, is the main criteria. You cannot say, I'll reprocess the IDOC. So when it comes to interview point of view, every time your answer should be based on the business point of view as a consultant. So business is the main requirement for you. Whatever you answer should should reflect that it is not from a test system. It is from a live system. So this is the main agenda of this uh, project based classes, so that how the process is there. For example, a sequence of processes of STO. So we'll create a purchase requisition, we'll create a purchase order. VL10B will create a delivery, and then I will do the PGI. Then again, as that PGI will do the GR. So these are the different process sequence available in the SAP, standard SAP, and how, if questions are raised against this standard process, we should answer, is the main training will be given in this classes. So what are the errors you face while creating VL10B? So when you run the VL10B by giving purchase order, no data will be there. Then what I need to analyze? So whether shipping tab is populated in the purchase order or not, you need to see first. Whether the vendor which is in the purchase order header tab is configured as a plant or not. Stock transport is from plant to plant. So the plant, whichever you are using, whether it is configured as a plant or not. So you need to analyze those scenarios step by step and continue with the error analysis. So anybody wanted to ask some questions, you can just ask some questions, no problem for that. Okay, let me continue then. And what are the enhancements, or what are the Z programs you have done? They may ask you, what are the tables you may know? So, basing on the client, uh, for example, if it's a small client and there are some data which are available in different tables, but he don't wanted to go for a Z. He just wanted to combine those tables and view those tables in the SAP itself, because basing on this company's financial point of view, going for a Z every time may not be feasible to the business. So what they will request you to give is just join those tables and give it to, so that they can view as a report. So even SAP has provided standard transactions where you can combine two or three tables and generate a report, which are called SQVA transactions, which is quick viewer. And SQVA is confined at user level only. So when a single user use those transaction and combine one or two tables like EKKO or EKPO, or when it comes to services ESKL and ESLL, there are different tables involved in the purchase orders. So they can combine it. When they use SQVI and combine those tables, it is visible to that particular user only. So if they wanted to view this report to all the users, what they need to do is combine these two tables or n number of tables and generate a report with the info set query, which involves SQ01, 02, 03 transaction, and even a T code need to be created for those queries also, which you have created, so that it is visible to everyone. So combining different tables will be taught here in this with the basic queries, so that a consultant with a fresher experience may not handle these sort of questions which are raised by the business or requests which are raised by the business. But a consultant with 2 to 3 years experience will definitely need to use these scenarios to satisfy business needs. So this also will try, and mass transactions. There are different mass transactions are there. For example, you want to do mass changes in purchase requisition. What you will do? ME mass RQ is standard purchase requisition changes, mass changes T code. When it comes to PO, ME mass PO is there. When it comes to material master, MM17 is there. So there are different mass transactions which can be done, used for changing the business data. But when you will use those mass transactions, for example, if he asks you, there are n number of POs, 10 POs are there, and every PO has 10 line items, and I want to change 10 line item in first PO, 20 line item in second PO, 30 line item in third PO, like that with the same data. At that point of time, you cannot use a ME mass PO, because at the initial step you can give only single line item. If you give all the line items and the different POs, it will change the data completely, which is not correct. At that point of time, you need to use some other mass changing tools like LSMW, or basing on the requirement, you need to give a recording of BDC and give a Z program. BDC is a recording in which is done in SHDB transaction. Being a consultant, will you need to you're supposed to know all these ways where business will ask the requirement. So in these sessions, uh, we'll train you in such a way how business will ask a requirement, and how a consultant should respond to those requirements, and how the work is to be done. There are three main things: how business asks you, how consultant should respond to that, and how consultant should work to that. So when business asks you, you should not directly work on that. You should analyze it first. What are the advantages and disadvantages of those? You need to analyze it first, and then you need to work on the scenario. If required, you need to involve different teams like finance, or like a production team, or any other different teams which are involved with that data, so that it will not affect those departments also, and run the work smoothly as of earlier. The changes which you are doing should not affect any other department. If you feel any other department is getting affected with the changes, initially you need to involve those teams also, and discuss with the teams and do the required changes after their approval. And in the interview point of view, you have done some changes. How will you transfer the changes to the other systems? Like development system is there, you have done your changes. How will you move it to quality system? Anyone? how the changes are moved to quality system. When it comes to test system, you will transport those requests in a STMS import or other transactions which are there. Sorry. So you can use transactions which are there, standard transactions, STMS import and other transactions. But when he asks you, a business person, as a fresher, you can say that I will transfer in HTMS underscore import. But when it comes to business, it is not the process. You need to take prior approval while moving, and there are different processes involved in transporting the changes which you have done. And while moving into production, you need to take prior UAT approval, user acceptance test, and before that you need to test it from your side. You need to send the confirmation that this is tested from my side and the changes are okay, and let the user give a UAT user acceptance test so that I can move the changes to production. So when an interviewer asks you how you will move those changes to different systems from development to quality and quality to production, you need to be in a scenario where you can explain the business level answer rather than a fresher level answer, because a fresher level answer everybody will do. You need to be identified that he can use a business scenario. He is looking into a business scenarios or live scenarios. Then you will be selected first rather than a fresher candidate who answers directly that I will transfer this PR using HTMS underscore import. And he may ask you, I want to transfer uh, data from one client to other client, not quality systems. Same development client, I have two clients, 100 and 200. I want to transfer the data. How I will transfer? So we need to be in a position as a consultant to answer how it is transferred basing on the business view only, not as a direct transaction doing person. As a fresher or a test system used person will not give the answer, will give a answer in the business perspective. These are the main things we want to cover. These are the example of things which I have told, like STO, uh, subcontracting, or what is the master data. Different fields are involved in the master data, how description is mapped, and how new material type is to be created. So these are the different scenarios which we want to cover in the business perspective, along with the training. Basic outline of training also will be given, but we'll concentrate more on mapping and interview sessions. Yeah, Mahesh, I think it's 10:58. So if anyone has questions, you can raise your concern so that I can answer you.
So this section will be every Saturday.
We'll plan that. We'll inform you. Saturday and Sundays,
Okay.
weekend batch or so. Oh, so
Okay.
based on the number of participants and their timings, and also, and we'll decide those timings and we'll let you know. That is no problem. Mahesh, you'll be the better person to answer this question.
Um. Okay. But are you guys in collaboration with companies in US, right? Because I have been doing SAP almost since 2022 now, I never got no freshman job and neither senior job. I have 3 years of experience right now, but nobody's calling me. I'm even about to give up.
Okay. No, actually, it is basing on the approach which you do. Yes, there are some companies in US and other countries also where we have some collaboration with projects. But how the approach you are doing matters also for getting a job and getting an interview call.
Correct, that's correct.
I mean,
So the approach, the resume, whatever the expectations there, so maybe little bit more on the your practice experience also maybe matters a lot. The
mm,
experience that you put on the hands on the things in the system also it makes uh yeah will be added advantage. If you put more hands-on experience, then that way you answer that interviews because we have you not getting any interviews or you got some interviews or something or maybe not working out. What is the exact problem?
I'm not sure. I got only
Mm.
one interview, and after that, they asked me if I have an implementation
Experience.
experience in implementation, and I did the implementation again, and that has been almost 1 month now. I'm still going
Mm.
to LinkedIn to apply, but nobody's calling me.
Mm. Okay, so let's we try best your best. You put also your efforts. So because a lot of some postings we are getting for the remote work also, right? Some freelancing opportunities also I'm seeing in SAP MM or some other models as well. So we can
Mm-hmm,
project your profile. So based on, I mean, if you are suitable for them and if you work hard, we try our best
mm-hmm.
in our context.
Okay.
Either remote work from anything or maybe in the US as well. Whatever the contacts we are
Mm-hmm.
having.
Okay. All right. Think I'm gonna stay with you guys until I get something, because
Yeah.
it will be so shame for me. 3 years now, you studying something and you never get anything. That's so embarrassing. It's like
No,
I
yeah.
waste my energy and my times.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Karthik,
I think you
Tejas.
wanted to ask something, you started and stopped.
Tejas, Vinay, you can communicate. I think Vinay is not there.
So I have a doubt. Like, hello,
Go ahead, go
Yes,
hello.
ahead, go
please.
ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a doubt. Like, I'm into a project engineer for past 4 years.
Hmm.
Now I am changing the domain, like SAP MM consultant.
Hmm.
How it will be like? Is my 4 years of experience in project engineer, is it considered or what?
That is based on the company which you are joining. If you are joining into a product-based company like Tata, they'll
Mm-hmm.
consider it. But if you are joining in a service-based company, they may not consider it. But the production knowledge which you have is useful
Yeah.
in SAP. That's all.
Okay.
Because
Understood.
initial, I have started my career in a pharma company as a production
Mm-hmm.
chemist. Later on, I have shifted to an SAP consultant in that pharma field only. Later on, I have
Mm-hmm.
moved to service based and currently working in service based company.
Okay.
So there is no hard and fast rule that every company should consider your previous experience.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to SAP and current pay grades, you may
Mm-hmm.
get more than what you are getting there when it comes to SAP. That's all.
Yes.
Final when it what finally matters is what you get.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, one more thing, like we recently, as I said, we recently completed our course,
Yes.
and few what you have taught us today was very helpful, and we didn't get these kind of detailed this thing in our course.
Yeah, because no training will provide you business mapping. Your training will be based on the transaction and what you need to do and where the field is to be given. That's all. But why that field is given there is what
Mhm.
business and consultant need.
Mhm.
That is what we are trying to train those people, because there are so many juniors will be coming under me, and what I wanted to in the initial only of saying to Mahesh also. First,
Mhm.
I'll be handling a project. I'll
Mhm.
bring my junior there.
Mhm.
He'll be keeping on starting working on the project. Later on,
Mhm.
I'll move out of that project so that he can solely handle that project itself. That is how we train a junior. That
Oh, yeah.
junior training perspective we wanted to implement in a classes outside the company, so that a
Mhm.
person who is entering into SAP will be easy for him to handle the client and business requirements rather than struggling, which we struggled initially.
Mhm.
So it should not be there for a person who has been trained here and who is going into SAP.
Yeah.
That is what our thought process is. So me and Mahesh and other teams are there. So we are coordinated to launch this project and interview based classes.
Okay. And sir, I mean, I have a doubt. Like, uh, for I have 4 years of, as I told, project engineering, and now I completed this say SAP MM.
Yes.
So, how often will I get calls from HRs? I mean, like, do they consider or anything that I have to do for their attentions?
First is to modify your resume.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is to continuous upload. For example, if you take Naukri or if you take LinkedIn, there are
Mm-hmm.
basic rules of Naukri or LinkedIn to pick your resume in hundreds of resume is that you are active.
Yeah.
So you need to upload your same resume, whether there is a
That is
change
very
or not.
important step actually. So
Uh,
even nothing is change, even one line change and update it because they will
just update your.
they
They'll
will
short
sort
it.
recent updated resumes. The people who are searching.
So every day, 9 o'clock morning, you need to upload your the same resume in the Naukri or LinkedIn.
Okay, understood, sir.
You will get definitely calls after that, but to crack those interviews, you need a training where we are planning,
Yeah,
so that it will be
definitely.
easy for you to handle business scenarios after going inside.
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely it is.
See, maybe not to, I mean, about only our business point of view. What I'm telling here is, so when you take this type of trainings, you will be with us in our circle when some context, the requirements comes easily, immediately, we will be keep in your mind our people immediately.
Yeah,
That way
yeah,
easy
yeah.
for us. And once you are in the part of the group as well, so we
Sir.
will support as well when you need also, as
Mm-hmm.
whatever the it's possible. That is also important thing.
And that the
Thank you, sir.
companies are preferring a known referred person
Exactly,
rather
exactly.
rather than a new person
Yeah,
who
yeah.
has dropped the resume.
Yes, 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 sir.
Uh,
And that will be helpful.
Yeah, for that reason only, whatever the network I'm built about that
Huh?
group, SAB group, and all lot of contacts with the different people I'm maintaining, so that
Mm-hmm.
I will help to both people, either to the people who is searching for the job, and for the
Mm-hmm.
people who is searching for the resources as well. So I'm a
Mm-hmm.
communicator. I'm a person. So I want to communicate the people. I want to connect the people basically. That is my
Understood,
aim
sir.
of that group as well.
Understood, sir. Understood.
Okay, na? I think if
Ye-
no doubts, we can wind up for the session. Na?
yes,
A
sir.
good
Yes, sir.
amount of time. Thanks to all for joining. So I will give this link in the group as well. So if anybody want, you can share if any of our friends. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks all. Yeah. Bye bye. Thanks. Siram.
Yeah, thank you, Mahesh.